So it's Friday, August 6th, and we're on Big Lake at Camp Kotok, and I'm with Les Williams, who is the longest standing, most experienced guide in this entire area. And I'm going to start with a question for Les and ask him what's above us.
Eagle's nest.
How big?
Oh, not that big.
And so how often do you see a majestic bald eagle up here?
Daily. Probably 2 or 3 times daily, really.
Now, when you're out fishing, have you ever seen them come and grab a fish from you?
Oh yeah, we feed them.
How do you feed them?
With a perch that don't live, we throw them out. They come pick them up.
So have you lived here all your life?
Oh, but 4 years in the service. That's all. And then I just lived in Maine then too.
And so tell us a little bit about Grand Lake Stream. I understand there's a mill there, and
No, there used to be a tannery there, and there's my grandmother had a hotel there. I was born in the hotel. I've been here ever since, and it was a booming town at one time because they had 3 stores. Then we got 1 there now. But it was a good place to live.
And so where's your family from originally?
Miramichi area, from Canada. My great grandfather up there, and they moved down. And they were one of the ones that settled Grand Lake. One of them. And they got places on Grand Lake that's named after one of them.
So how many years have you been guiding?
About 60.
60.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of us who come here and just think it's the most magnificent thing, when you're a guide, what does it look like to you when all these people show up in this beautiful part of Maine?
Looks like people are enjoying it, really, because you have the quietness here, and you have the fishing, and you get everything you want here. Nobody bothers you here.
So when did you start guiding? How old were you?
I was 18 when I started. No, sorry about that. I was about 10 when I started guiding. It wasn't legal, but I was on, we owned camps in Big Lake here, sporting camps. And I'd take out the kids. My parents would take out the grown-ups.
So you've used this word sports. So what's a sport?
It's people that come down here to have a good time.
Okay, so it's not an event. It's people.
No, people come down here to have a good time, and we enjoy them being here. 99% of our people do, and we've had no trouble with them. They just enjoy it here. I can't blame them because I don't want to move out either.
So they're enjoying it, but as a guide, what brings you the most satisfaction? What's a great day as a guide? Expression
on people's face and enjoying people. That's what I do. That's why I do it.
So when you have people in the canoe tell us about the canoes and how they're made and like what a canoe's like that we're out on the lake on.
Years ago, the canoes used to be double-enders. And back when they used to use a steamboat to take them up lake, they used to paddle back fishing.
So double-ender, I got it.
2.8.
No engine?
No engine back then. And they go up to the head of the lakes, and then they'd paddle back. The next day they'd do the same thing. Take them up the head of the lake, and they'd paddle back down. That's how they got fishing. That's why they had the steamboats up there.
So what would you say is the biggest change from when you were 10 years old guiding and today when you're the most seasoned and experienced guide? And by the way, there's always a lottery to go out with Les.
It's a lot of new people. In some places, I don't want to say that annoying, but we got mostly experienced guides. So, and as long as we don't have no trouble or no accidents out there, that's it. We have to obey the laws, but by obeying the laws, some people, they don't want to. But you have to tell them they got to, or we lose our license.
So I don't know if you're willing to give away trade secrets. You're being interviewed.
I'm too old enough, it don't matter.
But I would love for you to tell us in a compact way what Les's Cowboy Coffee is, including the secret ingredient.
Just egg. You take the egg and shell. What it is, you get the water boiling in the coffee pot. You take the egg shell, and the coffee, and you mix them all together. Make sure they're all covered with all wet. And then after it starts to boil, you put it in there, and you boil it up. I boil it up about twice, maybe 3 times. And I let it simmer on the side, and I watch it roll. And when it the color I want, I take it off and let it set, and the shell and everything goes to the bottom.
And you just then pour it out.
After they get through, you just dump it out, wash it out again, and go again.
So I think a great thing to kind of close our discussion down is your favorite, by far your favorite fish story.
Oh, I got some.
That you can tell.
Oh yeah, I was up on a lake, and at that time, it was years ago, the salmon were good size, real good size, and they wanted to catch a big salmon. I told them at the end of the job, because they'd want to go every day, and I didn't want to hurt it. So we went up at the lake. They took him out one day. He got a salmon, good sized one, and she was griping. Nice calm day. She says, "How come I haven't got one?" I said, "You will." So finally, she had a deep rod out, and it bent right down to the bone, man. She said, "I got one." I said, "Yeah, you got a big one, ma'am." So the rod bent up, then it went slack. She said, "I lost him." I said, "No, ma'am." I argued with that woman about 15 minutes that she didn't lose it. Then I finally says, "Ma'am, where is your line?" She said, "Back there." She says, "And it's where is it now?" She's going, "It's outside." I said, "Ma'am, it's going by us." So,
And how big was the salmon she got?
salmon was about, I don't know, I'd say 6-7 pounds anyway. And I couldn't weigh it, but it was in the camp for a while.
So my second last question is, as we all know, this is affectionately known as Camp Kotok.
Yeah.
So and we would not be here if it was not for David Kotok. How many years have you known David?
About 30 years. I got him went down to Weatherby's. I thought I used to guide him named Louis, and he left him for another job. And I took him over, and I had him ever since till I got sick for a couple of years. I turned him over to Ray, but I just wanted to stay in the party.
That's fantastic. So last question, just tell us about your family.
Oh, my family, 2 of them have become guides now.
So 2 of your sons are guides?
Well, one son, one grandson.
Okay.
Not yet, they can't get them there. And my family, I said they lived in the Grand Lake all their life. And my mother was a guide.
Your mom was a guide?
Yeah.
Like you and everybody else are taking sports out?
Yeah. And my father was a guide, my grandfather was a guide, my great-grandfather was a guide.
So we got great-grandfather, grandfather, father, mother, and now son and grandson? Mm-hmm. So I'm 6 generations in.
Something like that, yeah.
That's fantastic.
We just like it around here, so.
Well, it is beautiful, and so thanks for taking a few minutes with us, and I'm looking forward to the Cowboy Coffee.
Oh, it's great. It takes the bitterness out of it.
You know, now that you know his recipe, I want you to know it's impossible to duplicate it on the stove at home, because I've tried.
Yeah. People have tried.